Good afternoon. How are y'all doing? Today's topic is: should I apply for work sponsorship or get married for a green card? Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. And in this channel, greencardguys.tv, we're sharing tips and tricks, information to help you solve your immigration problem and hopefully prevent it from happening in the first place. Now, let's see here. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. If you can drop it in the comment section, I greatly appreciate it. And by the way, I'm always interested to know how far the YouTube channel has reached. Excuse my voice. I've been talking all day. Need to get a sip of tea. I see some comments already. I can go ahead and answer those. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. And then I'll get to the topic real quick. All right. So for Indians, just marry anyone, documented or undocumented. Go to India, get married, apply for 212 waiver for return on different category, apply for work-based green card using spouse's country of birth. Yeah, there's a whole lot to unpack there. That's a lot of depends on everyone's scenario, of course. Anu, I think you were on yesterday. 212 waiver for return on H4, 2 years of GC instead of 14. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Can a kid born to U.S. citizen father outside U.S. a surrogate? No mother come to USA without much wait time. Yeah, this is. I need to unpack this. Take it one strategy at a time. So this will go live on Instagram too. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Can a kid go? Can a kid born to U.S. citizen father outside U.S. and is a surrogate? Um, it's possible. Possibly he'd be a automatic derivative citizen, but is a surrogate going to be the parent's name on the birth certificate? Um, so yeah, that'd be interesting because a surrogate, um, it should. I mean, it's possible. So, that's interesting, right? Who are you saying? The father being like the? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that should work hypothetically, right? Because the father's name is going to be on the birth certificate. That's what I would suspect. Says, and you also say no mother came to USA, come to USA without much wait time, or mother no status, just visa. Um, you're saying if the U.S. citizen spouse files for the wife, it's gonna take a while. This, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. So let's see here. It's supposed to. Okay, let's see if this is gonna do it. Okay, happy to answer. Nope. Will the kid become a U.S. citizen? Okay, looking at your question here. Um, take a step back. Setting up a couple different things here. Sorry. Okay, so let me show your next question. Hey, what's going on? Those on Instagram, just joining live. I'm on YouTube as well. Sorry for the delay. Today's topic is: should I apply for work sponsorship or get married for a green card? Now, here's the deal. There are some options. I know I see your question here. Thanks for joining us on YouTube and Instagram. We have someone in our community here. Anu has asked a question on YouTube: will a child become a U.S. citizen if the father is a U.S. citizen? and there's surrogacy situation, and presumably, or I assume, yes, should be because the birth certificate should show that. Okay, should show the father's name, and so if that's the case, then it should not be an issue. Okay, to file for that. Now, there are some things that most people don't know about. When you have at least one U.S. citizen parent, but the child is born abroad, this happens a lot. But more specifically, what happens a lot that people forget is that you have to apply for a consular report birth abroad, CRBA. I think that's the acronym, CRBA. Most people forget, and I know there's some clients that we end up having to file like as a step parent. I hate that we have to do that, but because it's because they didn't file that report long ago, it's much more difficult to do it after the fact. And I know in some countries, they just is a negative thing to put. Maybe it's communist countries, I'm not sure, but maybe it's a negative thing to put a U.S. citizen's name on a Chinese birth certificate, for example. So that's just something to consider. That you would have to file what's it called, a petition for a stepchild in that situation. So there are solutions, but it could be frustrating just having to do that, to pay extra government fees in that sense when it's your kid, biological child. And you might wonder, can I but can I have one application for my spouse and my child? It has to be, if you're a U.S. citizen as a sponsor, not talking about resident, if you're a U.S. citizen, since it's immediate relative classification or category, you do have to file a separate petition. Look, don't forget, the USCIS is funded by your application fees. So of course they're going to ask you. So worst case scenario, if you think, should I or should I not file a separate application, especially if you don't hire a lawyer, the default think that you do have to file a separate application. If for some reason you're not following our channel, of course, we're sharing a bunch of information and tips here. I see comments on Instagram and YouTube, so I'll get to all of them as soon as I can. This is interesting. I don't think I've done this both platforms at the same time. But anyways, we're improving our services for our clients. Okay, a lot of them. Hey, what's going on? Let me hit the wave button. That's pretty cool. We're trying to improve our services for our clients. We're always striving to be better. And I know I see that some of our clients have joined as well. So thank you. Appreciate it. But one thing that has been constant since at least I think the last 5 years with my law firm, Ting Law Group, and that is we allow clients to self-schedule an appointment from our website. You don't even have to call in. You don't even have to email to say, can I talk with you? Can I have virtual coffee with you? Talk about my case. Absolutely. You can do that. You don't have to email or call. Just schedule on our website. We make it very easy for all y'all. So, because I know it can be, of course, applying for immigration benefit, especially when someone maybe heard about negative experiences that their friends or coworkers had with a different lawyer, or maybe hire like a notario or consultant, paralegal. Those things you got to watch out for, friends. And again, whether you hire our firm or not, we're just here to share information. Okay. Of course, I have to say, disclaimer, because state bar rules of Texas, this is all information and hopefully, not legal advice. So what I suggest, at least on YouTube, go to 720, call 720-740-4247. But here, let's get down to the topic. All right. And by the way, to unlock the free 15-minute consultation, oh, my hair's I put a little gel. Anyway, I know there's a bunch of us guys that just roll out of bed. We don't have to put any gel on. But anyway, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the show. There's a lot to talk about. Today's topic is, should I apply for work sponsorship or get married for GC, for green card? Now, look, if you've been following us on social media, I put some information out there that number one, do not enter a marriage if it's fake, if it's just a buddy. Okay, don't do it. It's just not worth it because when USCIS officers or the consular visa officers find out just through their own everyday type of research or diligence in reviewing your package, it's easily detectable. I can find out. Okay. And I do appreciate my old clients. There's been, anyway, yeah, there's been one that I noticed right off the bat. Okay. When I had a chance to talk with them, of course, and verify. And one thing is, I think, what was that question I asked? Do you live together? Now, look, you don't have to live together in the very beginning of your relationship in general, but once you get married, you have to have a plan to live together. So I understand you might not be able to live together because of, I don't know, pandemic, and so you have one spouse has a job somewhere else, a different state maybe, or different city and state. Like Texas is very huge. It's what, the second, is it the second or third largest? I'm so bad at geography these days, but it's one of the biggest states in America. So with someone lives in Houston, another one lives in Houston, Dallas, for example, you have to have a story. Okay, you have to have a true story available for the officer when it comes to that point. Maybe even if you have a contract with your employment, with your job that says you have to work in that city for a certain amount of time. I think most jobs in Texas don't have that current requirement unless you're maybe a professional like a dentist. You have a duration of time to work on your employment contract. But that's an example of evidence that we think outside the box, folks, that most lawyers don't think about. And we have a conversation. Okay, we have a conversation with y'all. That's very important. What's up? What's up? What's up on Instagram? Thanks for joining. Oops, didn't want to cancel. Um, how y'all doing? And by the way, if you enjoyed the content we share, the kind of information, please hit the like button. Hit up some hearts on Instagram. I'm going live every day, Monday through Friday, at least for 15 minutes, because I got to get back to work and run and manage a team and help do some legal work as well. So, by the way, if you schedule a consultation, we're happy to help point you in the right direction. It's not even about like you have to hire us or anything. There's no obligation. That's not the point of appreciate it. Continue hitting the likes, the hearts. And by the way, if you're new to our channels, please subscribe. We greatly appreciate it, and share and save it if you don't mind. If you definitely find the content valuable. And so look, yeah, you don't have to hire us. We're here to point you in the right direction. That's why we create these channels. I don't know how other lawyers think about it, but they're quick. They like want to get your case. They want to get hired and help you. Understandably, I understand. But the reason I wanted to go live, on these channels is to share information, like I did before the pandemic. But before the pandemic, it was in person, like know your rights workshops. And now that I've had time in the first couple months during the pandemic to understand more specifically the problems that people suffer, that's been highlighted more during the pandemic, that exacerbated because of the pandemic. There's a lot of people suffering delays. Okay. So, but I talk about that almost every day. But let's talk about the topic for today. Should I apply for work sponsorship or get married for green card? Now, most people don't know this, but actually, if you are a religious person, you could file for a religious visa. Now, it's not necessarily that you have to be like the pastor or the priest. Actually, there's a lot more to it. So, that is one way. You can actually get a green card as a person who works for a church, for example. So there's a lot of things available. So that's one option. The second option is the traditional H-1B visa that is very difficult to get. I know a lot of people go to college in America, not just college, but like get a master's program, get a professional degree, like go to dentistry. It's freaking expensive in America. What I don't know what compels y'all to do this, but it's so expensive and you might not get the H-1B, right? Visa. So with that being said, if you're in school, by the way, for these professional degrees and you're relying on the H-1B program, you really need to hustle. You need to apply for those jobs, especially during this like strange period of, employers trying to figure out recruitment and all that, which a lot of companies don't know what they're doing in terms of that. I think we've really fine tuned it for our team. But one thing you really want to think about is hustle for that job, okay? So that they're ready for you. And maybe there's an option they before it's time for them to sponsor you, okay? Maybe it's like OPT, any of those options. You want to establish that relationship. Okay, I think a lot of people forget that. I think some people, they finish college and then they start applying for jobs. Yeah, that's traditional, I think, mindset for like Americans. But look, y'all don't have time to like, y'all got to hustle. Okay, especially if you're spending your family, you are spending a lot of money on tuition in America. America is like we are a capitalist economy. All right, economy. I got an A in economy class in course in college, so I just can't speak it for some reason, pronounce it. Um, but y'all got to hustle, okay? Because by the time it's not even easy to have an interview, to get selected for an interview, right? Whether you U.S. citizen or not, and even for us, we have multiple um, interview process steps. It's not just like one interview and that's it. Um, let's see here. So, anyways, um, let's see here. So, yeah, sorry, I had to respond to a team member. All right, what's up? What's up on Instagram? Hit the hearts, please. Share it and let me get to some questions. Okay. All right, I gotta scroll all the way up. Okay, some questions here. Hey, hometown chef. Hey, what's going on? Is that Tiffany? What's going on? Sorry if that's not Tiffany. Okay, Mr. Jet, 8752. Your 221G takes too long. Almost 7 months. What should I do? Oh my goodness. That is the question of the pandemic. Um, and even before that, actually, and what do? You got to take action. Okay, Mr. Jet, you got to take action, especially if you've been waiting more than, I would say, 3 months. Okay. Yeah. Some people might get a response, get the visa issued, but more often than not, unfortunately, it's not just our law firm getting these calls. I know I have other colleagues that handle these mandamus lawsuit cases as well. There's a bunch of other attorneys that do this, but not every immigration lawyer files these mandamus lawsuits. They just don't have the certification or the knowledge about it. Anyone can easily learn about it, but it's it's just what people may not focus on. And so we help people who are stuck in a long-term situation. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not just like usually a 1 month turnaround. You would think that with the US being a world superpower, that you think that they're efficient in issuing their visas. And you might think, oh, like, is there something bad with my application that I'm not sure of? No, it's not. You are a qualified applicant. They conducted the interview. If you were not eligible, I know it can be confusing. They could issue out even something. You check the case status on ceac.state.gov, and I can put that at least in the what's it called, YouTube channel here. The link. But once you check that, it might even say visa refused. And sometimes even visa refused doesn't mean actually denied. So it can be confusing. It can include the meaning of administrative processing. They changed the definition to make it easier for them, basically to really freaking confuse you. So it's really annoying. I try to hold down my cursing, but it's very frustrating for folks. And so that's why we believe there's one main way that we can help people to get the status that you deserve. Okay. But here's the deal, Mr. Jet, and many others are in a similar situation. You need to take action. Okay. You need to find a lawyer. It does not have to be me. I'm just sharing the information So you know that you're not the only one and that there is a solution. Okay, folks, you just need to find a lawyer that you're comfortable with, that's ready to take action for you. Now, for us, we know that budget, some people might not have the budget for it, but we do have three different membership plans, folks. And so, with that being said, we have Max. We file in 72 hours, 3 days, because we know that you've already been waiting, probably just like Mr. Jet, at least 8 months. So why wait even longer? But that's 8 months after the interview. You've been waiting a long time, even before then, for the interview to begin with, and a long time for the petition. So by the time you get to the freaking interview, waiting that for that, or after the interview, it's probably been at least 2 years. So that's why I have this video topic of, should I apply for work sponsorship or get married for green card? Now, even though, let's say you get the petition approved for work and you have the interview, you still also could suffer some delays. It doesn't necessarily matter what kind of application. However, this video topic was originally with a thought that a lot of people feel like are in a situation that they have to get married to get status. Now, in fact, there are ways for you to get status through work. Now, to be honest, of course, I'm honest about everything, is that the best thing, if you are abroad and you're considering, for whatever reason, if you're considering to overstay your visa, or you're considering to enter America without documentation, without a visa, you really want to be careful. And that's definitely where I'm now having this know your rights situation, saying you need to find a job who will sponsor you from abroad, okay, before you make a decision that you might regret. And I know I'm not saying that people, the 8 to 11 million people here undocumented, regret that decision to overstay, but especially if you don't want to get married to a U.S. citizen. Like I shared on my social media post, it is a difficult decision. And I don't know if those dating apps are necessarily the best decision. Y'all use it for whatever you want to use it, but it's not necessarily for a long-term relationship. So take it for what you will. And let's see, I've got another question here. And I'll share more of those categories, if not on here, at least on TikTok, more detail. But there are like EB1 for extraordinary ability. It does not just have to be like in the sciences, like a chemist or a professor. It can be for business also. So I know a lot of y'all foreign nationals, immigrants, outside America, outside America, or you're just about to finish college. You'll have some great ideas. Okay, so you're gonna create a startup company. You might as well apply for EB1, for example. There's EB2 and EB3. EB2 is traditionally it is for people who have advanced degrees. But as you might know, there are backlogs with that too. And EB3 is not just for professionals, it's also for people who are skilled workers and unskilled. Okay, so skilled workers traditionally is for occupations, jobs that require some kind of certification, um, whereas unskilled can be something that does not require certification. Just keep it as simple as possible. For example, maybe like a factory worker, that you don't need some kind of specific certification for, um, operating a forklift or something. So that there are ways. Okay, you just need to consult with a lawyer, talk with a lawyer that you're comfortable with, to at least have that preliminary conversation. And with that being said, folks, I know I can on YouTube and Facebook share that we have free guides. Okay, what I'm doing on YouTube, I'm sharing a little video here or image here. We go to our website, greencardguys.com, and scroll down, and you have a free guide that you can download that talks about answers common questions and estimated step by step. So we inform you for any case type, any application, an estimated step by step. And I'll say estimated because it's more about the processing time, as that obviously, unfortunately, fluctuates. However, for the actual step by step, we do provide that in the free guide. Now, of course, here on YouTube, you can see that our most popular one is mandamus, for the lawsuits that we take action for cases that have unreasonable delays, like Mr. Jet was talking about, or if the government issued a decision like visa refusal And what we believe as lawyers, the legal language is arbitrary and capricious, erroneous decision. And you should have been approved. Okay. We're happy to chat with you about it to discuss in more detail. Now, Mazer, let's see. Your question is, how can apply for status when I am overstayed on my visa? Please advise, is there anything I can file? Would you be able to help? We're happy to help if there's an option. But it is a common question. And that's why I was saying earlier, if you're thinking about overstaying your visa, you really want to talk to your lawyer about your options first before you overstay. Okay. But of course, for you, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's too late, but if you're thinking about getting sponsored by a company and you've already overstayed your visa, it's still possible, but you need to be eligible for a waiver. And if you're eligible for a waiver, you need a spouse or a parent who's a U.S. citizen or a resident. Unfortunately, in this kind of situation where unlawful presence as the reason why you need the waiver, children, even adult children, do not count as your qualifying relative. Kind of think of it as like your anchor, I guess you can say. It's not necessarily your sponsor, because if you're going through work, then your family member doesn't have to sponsor you. But if that's the case, that's why people say if you got a spouse who has status, then you might as well file through your spouse, of course. So, but there are scenarios where people call and say they have a qualifying relative who is a parent. So that's just something to think about. And okay, Meezer, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your profile name. Let's see here. But yeah, if you think you're eligible for something, even if you don't know for sure, you're welcome to contact our office. All right, we're happy to point you in the right direction, because we do have a lot of free guides, especially if you have questions that might not require like a consultation. Alva Rennie, will there be amnesty for undocumented immigrants? Yeah, I know the Democrats have control of the Senate, and they can control legislation in that sense. However, um, however, it's not going to, it's not going to, it's likely not going to happen. Okay. I don't know if other lawyers are going to be like as honest as I am in that sense, maybe because they want to get more views, of course. But I don't think it's going to happen, because the House, I haven't checked recently. Oh, I should check soon. But the House is, at least a couple of days ago, is going to go like Republican. So you need both sides to be able to, you need the Senate and the House to pass a bill, preferably, right? But let me know in comments. Has anyone been following the elections in America? Okay, what's up? What's up? Hit the hearts, and smash the like button on YouTube if you appreciate the way we share information. And please subscribe below if you are new to the channels. Let's see here. Thank you so much for joining the show. Why does the wait time for I-129 keep increasing every month? Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. AB Samuel. It's really what I think is, it truly, unfortunately, is the reason that USCIS keeps saying, or I don't know, I don't think they keep saying it anymore, but that there's not enough people working. Honestly, I feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, because then it would take away jobs. But the fact that we don't have, okay, let me put it straight with you guys. Okay, a bunch of lawyers yesterday were messaging each other because USCIS sent out this announcement. I mean, it was public. It wasn't just for lawyers, that don't send in your packets with like hole punches. Don't send it with what we call like these fasteners that we can basically secure all the documents together. Don't like put in other color paper, like all these things that, it kind of makes sense not to do, but it's like, why not? Because even those little things slow them down. They're saying they can't take it off. It's just impossible to staple it in the first place because so much paper. But with that being said, they should allow many applications to file online. Why not? They already have it available for uh, hmm, 539 change of status, 765 for certain bases, like I believe DACA possibly, and even maybe TPS, but not the I-485. I mean, to be honest, I would make it easy for a lot of y'all and make it easy for lawyers, hypothetically easy for lawyers. They they but they haven't done it. Okay, but the problem is that lawyers don't like the online filing, by the way, is because I know there's at least one occurrence the last month that we've done it, that even though all the information was correct, but when we sent it to the client to review and sign it, it was a glitch. Like the things got mixed, names got mixed up, date of birth got mixed up. So that was very unfortunate. So it's basically a waste of time, but it's a hit or miss. But when you do file online, by the way, you get the receipt notice like that. Um, but yeah, they don't allow for I-485, so that's very unfortunate. That would really cut down the processing time, I believe, for USCIS. But again, this is just like any other application. This is just one way that the government is delaying your status that you deserve, folks. So if you're suffering long delays, like Mr. Chat earlier, you really need to take action. Okay, and that first step to take action is call a lawyer. Again, it does not have to be me. It can be anyone. Several good lawyers I know out there doing this work, taking the hard fight to help you guys. And let's see what other question can I answer here. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. I see other lawyers have joined. Welcome to the show. Okay, Rushi Rushipuch, you live abroad. Your boyfriend only has a green card but working on a citizenship. How is the process like then? Should we delay marriage until citizenship comes through? Ooh, that's a tough one. Because I don't know if you delay marriage, will that affect your relationship? That's a tough one there. But in terms of, I can't speak to that. But in terms of immigration, uh, you could get married now. Actually, you don't have to get married. Hot tip, folks. You don't have to get married physically in person anymore. There is a state in America that allows remote marriages. Okay, it's recognized. We've got approvals based on it. So it's Utah. Okay. Hot tip there. Hopefully you can go ahead and hit the bookmark this, save the video, share it with your friends. Okay, because yeah, because fiance visas, which Rushipuch, I think you're talking about yeah, citizenship, more for him to become a citizen or your boyfriend, because you need to be your sponsor needs to be a citizen if you want to do the fiance visa. However, this is where strategy comes in. Again, I don't know all the facts of your case, and this you still need to speak with an immigration lawyer. But F2A category is for the sponsor, okay, is a resident. And right now, the visa bulletin shows current. Check it out, folks. Okay, the visa bulletin is current right now for that. So what does that mean, John? What the heck does that mean? You file the petition. Step number one, I-130. It provides you a receipt priority date on the receipt notice, and then average. I can't estimate completely. Average time to process just step number one is minimum 8 months, based on this U.S. sponsorship to a resident or even a U.S. citizen. Minimum 8 months, and then you push out to step number two. Upload your documents to MVC, financial documents mostly, and step number three, visa interview. So for the folks where it has like the visa bulletin actually shows a date on there, more likely than not, you still have to have some wait time. But right now for F2A, sponsored by a resident spouse, it's current. Okay, so that means the visa is currently available now. There is no extra wait time. Okay, so in that sense, maybe don't delay your marriage. Okay, Rushipuch. Hopefully, I answer your question. All right, all right. Let's see here. Do I have to leave the USA to change status after applying for EB3? You don't have to leave necessarily. I need to know a little bit more information, DNLP. Um, I don't know why your profile names makes me think TLDR, but if you if you did not maintain your status, then yes, I would leave. If you're not able to maintain your status, let's say you have H-1B right now, or even TN visa if you're from Canada or Mexico, then if you're not able to renew it for some reason, then yes, you do have to leave because you don't want to. Here's the thing that most lawyers don't talk about. Okay, you can overstay your visa. We have if and not leave. There's many reasons that you can preserve your ability to get the residency, but one main reason is if if you have immediate relative classification, which includes marriage to a U.S. citizen, and so that one, in that scenario, you don't have to leave, and so that's why you might wonder, well, like, how come my friend doesn't have to leave? But in your scenario, you do have to. You think other lawyers maybe told you do have to leave, and so the reason is because you need to maintain your status with other classifications like EB. All right. So um, what most lawyers don't know is that you need that for EB. It allows you 180 days of unlawful presence. However, that's not enough time. If you're going to be in unlawful presence, you're probably going to be, when you overstay, it's probably going to be way more than 180 days. 180 days is only, what, 5 months, if my math is correct? Okay, folks. Um, so hopefully that answers your question. You have TPS approved? Okay, great. And you apply for asylum, so it's still pending. And so, by the way, DNLP, if you have a pending asylum, and of course, if you believe you have a strong case, we can refer you to an asylum lawyer so you can prepare for an interview. But for example, we don't currently accept asylum cases, but what we do is if your asylum case has been pending for so many years, especially if it's like at least 4 years pending. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if it's been pending at least 4 years, then you can file a lawsuit on that, okay, and get that interview. But I don't suggest that if you don't think you're, especially after speaking to a couple immigration lawyers and you don't think your asylum case is strong, it doesn't mean your asylum facts or the facts of the reason why you left your country are not legitimate. You could be telling the truth and still get denied. Okay, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not as it's a very high standard for asylum. But in a scenario DNLP, you can you can still get status through your work, but you might have to leave. Okay, speak to immigration lawyer. Of course, we're happy to take a look at it for you as well. But I need to have more time to take a look at it. Okay, thank you so much for sharing information here. Let me. Oh, you're welcome, Rushi Pooch. Yeah, contact us so we can share more information about it because I believe we have it in a free guide or an email, and so that make it easier for y'all. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, DNLP, please smash the hearts, show me some love, and share our video with others. Okay, let me answer some comments on YouTube. Then I gotta run to get some work done and solve your immigration problem. Okay, so okay, I remember. Yeah, it's okay. Anu, I spoke with you earlier. Marlon, what's up? What's going on? Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate the love. If two people are filed for, let me go to your other question. Okay, if two people filed uh, for petition, I guess what you're saying, is it important that USCIS acknowledge both by email? Okay, let me see. What state, in what situation are you saying that this email would have been sent to you? Okay. Is it okay for them to acknowledge one since it's under the same petition by a U.S. citizen? Oh yeah, if they're under the same petition, they're only gonna get one receipt notice. Okay. So, but yeah, I think Marlon, I think you told me who was your petitioner. Is it your parent who's a U.S. citizen, then that would be possibly F1 or F3 category. By the way, any of the Fs, I'm talking about F1 through 4, that's all related to the visa bulletin, which everyone hates the visa bulletin. It forces people to wait based on old immigration laws that I think JFK, President JFK, under his administration, they passed that law. So historically, Democrats actually were anti-immigration, believe it or not. It kind of flip-flopped. And then when President Trump came in place, it like freaking it just made everyone crazy, obviously, unfortunately. Um, Now Republicans don't even know what they stand for anymore. I had some Republican friends just go independent or switch parties, but still not saying Democrats are perfect. So please pay attention who you vote for when you become a U.S. citizen, please. Judges, especially, you might not ever think that you or your friends will ever have to face a judge. We really need not just smart, obviously, but good people as judges that are compassionate. Okay. Um, so Marlon, I hope I answered your question there. Manja, Manja, what's going on? I'm going to contact you. Thank you. The best way is our phone number above. And if you're on Instagram, phone numbers down below, folks. The easy way though is fill out a form. Just answer a couple questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Click on Contact Us, and we'll see if we can help you. Okay, at least on YouTube, I can share how it looks. Oop, that's the wrong one. Greencardguys.com. It's going to take you to the form. Answer a few questions. After you click on the form, you're going to be able to self-schedule an appointment, which I'm going to share with you the secret code very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. But we I know it sounds silly to share a secret code, but it's a way for us to help prioritize the consultations. Okay, to answer your question, because we get a lot of calls from all over the place, all sorts of mediums. So let's see here. Oh, Marlon, yep, I'm right about that political piece. Unfortunately, yep. Okay, great. Happy to help, Marlon. Manja, yeah, that's the way to contact us. How long is the process? Do you mean for us to speak with you as an attorney? It's pretty quick. I mean, we really try our best to chat with you within the first 2 weeks of your contact with us. If there's a way, like if someone says they just have to reschedule, which is great. Like if you can tell us that you need to reschedule, please do it, because there's a lot of people waiting for free 15 minutes. And look, and again, don't worry about like if you're hesitating to contact us. And the reason is because I don't know if you have to pay fees or anything. Just the other day, someone commented on YouTube thinking that our prices are too high, um, because I saw our website on the contact us page. We do have like $149 15-minute consultation, but that's just there to like distract from the people that don't follow us on social media. But seriously, that's really also for people who have, like, to be honest, like questions that need to take like it would take like an hour. So, or need, like, how President Trump, like they need he depends on his tax people, and he has those kind of questions. Yeah, that's really what the paid consultation's for. So anyway, hopefully that helps. We do offer free 15 minutes if you're just joining. Let's see. Do I handle, hey, greatness? What's going on? Do I handle VAWA? Yes, we do. VAWA is one of those cases that if you are able to obtain VAWA, you don't have to leave the US for an interview. Okay. And you might not need an interview at all. It's an amazing thing. And so you can apply for 485 along with your I-360, depending on the visa bulletin, depending on your country of nationality and the prior date. So, which 485 is key for that. You can also apply for work permit. Okay, 765. So hopefully that helps. Let's see here. Let's see if I answer all your questions on both channels. Nemo, I think that's similar question. How long process sponsorship for employment green card? Tapiwa, I think similar question. Thanks for tuning in. I think we've been in contact with you. Uh, if that's the same, if you're the same person. Um, EB in general, EB, aside from like the self petition, national interest waiver, EB in general is going to take about 1.5 to 2 years. Unfortunately, it does take a long time. So it's a lot of commitment beforehand by the employer and by you as a foreign national because it's a long time. Now, again, this is why I share this topic here above because if you're not eligible any other way, this is really a game changer. This is the way to get status, especially when you're outside America. Because if you're an American having to go wait these 2 years, it's and depending on that, and you don't get the H-1B lottery, you don't get picked, and you don't get approved for some reason, it's going to be tough. Okay, then you might have to apply for a waiver to come in and out. All right, so it's a lot of stress, folks. I'm going live Monday through Friday to help save you from even suffering these immigration problems. There's really a lot to be quite frank with you, and unfortunately, conservatives don't understand this, or they do, they're just freaking messing with our lives here. Like, trust me, if I could have an easier life and not handle immigration problems, I think a lot of immigration lawyers would love it. But it just exists. It's the reality. So this is where we are now, and so we want to help you, especially. Sado, I see your question. Any change for 221G process? How long have you been waiting? But how long have you been waiting? Oh, I think that's what you said. Joe. You said Joan. You wrote Joan, but I guess that could be my female name if I was female. Hello, sir. Any changing for 221G process? Change in the sense that you're going to get status soon. I don't know. Let me know how long you've been waiting, Sadu. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, what's up? What's up? Waving to you. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. I recognize some of y'all. Okay, how are you? Oh, that was interesting. Okay, I'm great. Thanks. How are you doing? You doing okay today? So I love it's getting cold actually. It's a nice day outside, but still cold out here in Houston, Texas. By the way, where are y'all watching the YouTube channel? I'm always interested how far the channel has reached. Um, okay, DNLP. Do I know how long is taking the EAD for people that applied for I-134? They don't. It's not necessarily based on I-134. Are you talking about the parole program for Venezuelans or Ukrainians or Afghanis? Because that's usually associated with I-134 and also for the fiance visa. But it's really based on the 765, which you can find it on. You go to uscs.gov. uscs.gov. You go to tools and resources. There is a section for processing times. Now, is it like accurate? I don't believe so at all. I think it's just ridiculous. Okay, that I think I think Trump was the one that first changed it to make it longer to actually reflect the more accurate timing. Unfortunately, it seems more accurate, but it's still just ridiculous. Let's see here. I don't know. Did I answer your question? Hopefully. But yeah, you just click on the form number, like in this situation, 765, and then you click on the location that your application is at. Okay. And then you have to go find that location on your receipt notice on the bottom left corner. Okay. Oh, you're in Texas. Okay, great. Cool, cool. Well, we help people from all over America and of course across the world. We have an office. Yes, we have an office. We're not I'm in my studio, but we do have an office. We're not completely remote in that sense. Okay. So if you are local to here in Houston, or if you are in Texas and want to get great food in Houston, Texas, which I'm from Dallas area, Houston. Oh, if you're watching and you're from Dallas, you might not appreciate that I'm about to say this, but the food is better in Houston. Okay. Doesn't really matter the cuisine. Now, if you're a culinary artist, you'll probably have some fighting words for me. But yeah, drop in the comments. What kind of food do you guys like? Okay, we can't all be serious here all the time about immigration. How is a process for work visa process? Um, yeah, go to our website. Um, Go to our website and you'll find information about it. Okay, has estimated processing times. It depends if you're asking for a non-immigrant visa, a temporary work visa, or for like residency. Residency is about 2 years. Okay, 1.5 to 2 years. Hey, what's up, Seattle? Nice to see you. Okay, yeah, the process for Venezuelans. It's hard to say. It's been, I think there was information about 20,000 people. No, not 20,000, because only 24,000 parolee spots available. But there were a couple hundred that were already approved after like 2 weeks. The sponsors were okay. You're in San Antonio, cool. Happy to help. Oh, you love Korean food and love K drama. That's cool. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have time to watch K drama, but I hear good things. Hey, do you guys listen to K-pop? There's like apparently all these K-pop bands that are like over my head. Like apparently they really know how to build a tribe. Okay, maybe I need to play some music or something. Okay, they can't depend on me for that. Um, Back to YouTube. Okay, Marlon. Yeah, it is mind-boggling why some people I-130 is approved in 3 to 5 months, while some may take over a year. It's unfortunately completely random, and but yeah, most people have to wait much longer. Okay. Anu, can you keep the VAWA approval for several years and then apply for Consular 485 when ready? Is there a time that I-360 expires? Not from what I know of. So you want to check, Anu, you want to check your Anu, I thought you were abroad the whole time. Oh, you need to apply consular? Okay. Well, if you're abroad outside the US, Anu, then it's not filing 485. It's for just consular processing DS-260. Okay, so hopefully that helps. But you might know this already, Anu, but the incident had to be in America, okay, for VAWA. And the abuser, perpetrator had to be a US citizen or a resident, which I guess you already know that because it seems like your VAWA was approved, at least the petition itself, I-360. Yeah, a long wait time, a year and a half to 2 years for employment-based residency if it's not self-petition or NIW, but worth the wait. Yes, absolutely. Happy to help you, Tapiwa. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thanks for joining. And Saito, October 5th, 2021 to now. Oh, shoot. My friend, you've been waiting too long for the 221G to get the visa. You had the interview. It sounds like you had the interview because I think earlier you said you had a 221G. It's been what? Now it's mid-November. We're about to hit Thanksgiving. By the way, let me know in the comments if you're excited for Thanksgiving. Do you eat turkey, pavo, or jamon, ham? What do you eat? Or just chicken, pollo? I need to practice my Spanish every once in a while. So anyway, October 5th time, you got to take action. Okay. That's what we're here to help you with. Take action. What's going on Instagram? Let's see here. Do you qualify? Do you do do we do PD? Yes, we do. We do help with prosecutorial discretion. It really depends on the case. Unfortunately, it might not be worth it to hire any lawyer, depending on your case, though. Really depends. So happy to take a look. Contact us on Instagram. Our number is down below, and on YouTube is right above here. Okay, we're happy to help, and our cares team will be ready to ask you some questions to see if we can point you in the right direction. Okay, if you're not able to speak with a lawyer or with one of our lawyers initially, please take no offense. We just have a lot of calls, and so usually if we have a free guide that solves your immigration problem, or at least shares information about it, we'll email that to you first. Okay. All right. So let's see. And by the way, if you schedule a time with us, we greatly appreciate it. We value your time, and we understand it's difficult to even consider hiring a lawyer or even just talk to one, because I know a lot of people charge consultation fee, which is understandable. It's like going to a doctor. I get it, but most people that call us, they already have a lawyer currently, which we don't like to step on other people's toes about that. Let's see here. Okay, let me see if I can enter in the comment section on Instagram the phone number there. Okay, I hope they don't ban us because I know on TikTok, if you put the phone number, apparently they ban you. So kind of crazy. Okay, Saidu, last question I can answer right now. And oh, you're from Mali, cool. I think I don't never been there. Is that near the? Oh my gosh! Before I speak, I should look up my geography. Okay, so yeah. Well, I say cool because I don't think anyone's contacted us from Mali. Okay, you have an interview for the consulate. Okay, in Senegal, you had the interview until now. You didn't get any good news about 221G process. Please, any change, you know better. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to share information. Anything new that comes up, we want to share it as soon as possible, but nothing new. Unfortunately, it's all be the same BS, okay, ridiculousness that unfortunately say do. A lot of people have been suffering similar situation as you, and you need to take action. Okay, I'm yeah, I know. Not I realize, of course, I'm saying this, but unfortunately, to file a lawsuit in federal court, you need to have a lawyer that has certification in that court. I'm not aware. I could be wrong. I'm not aware that you can file it on your own. You probably don't want to file on your own because there's a lot to know about this to make it easier. And let's see. I have one more question. Hey, what's going on, Abraham? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. How much longer do I believe they will take to process your case? Get everything else within a month, but have been waiting about 8 months. Yeah, a month. That was a receipt notice. I have to check in on your case to see if you got the EAD, but you've been waiting about 8 months. Okay. Let me check in my system. This is how good our systems are. I should be able to see real quickly. Okay, Abraham. Um, okay, 8 months, and I believe you're out of Houston. I really try to remember all this. Okay. Yep. Pulled up right here. And okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, so Abraham, I think our team sent you a message just yesterday, yeah, or spoke with you actually. And processing time say 21 and a half months. Earliest we could submit questions is October 15th, 2024. It's ridiculous. So this is the way the government is controlling preventing inquiries, okay, into the system. As you can imagine, like any company, if you're working for a company and you're getting a lot of inquiries, and because high volume, there's just no people power to respond to those inquiries uh, correctly. So I can understand that part, but the government, USCIS at least, needs to have a better system to say it's kind of like the pizza tracker that a certain pizza company has. I'm not being sponsored, so I'm not going to say the name right now. Um, but if it could show like, okay, pizza ordered, case placed, okay, receipted, and then it's in processing for EAD or it's in processing for advance parole or it's in processing for interview, that would be great. But I mean, it does have a status that says like in queue for interview. But there's been several times before we get that email notification 3 months after file, and that's not accurate. It gives it's misleading for people to think like, oh, does that mean my interview is going to be next month? They should give a better idea, especially depending on the field office, the location. But Abraham, this is even though our team sent you that information or spoke with you 21 and a half months out of Houston. I just checked earlier today. Houston, Dallas is 20 and a half months, I believe, for 45 processing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take that long, even though it does say 80% of cases are taking that long. So the government is picking it up. They're trying to make it faster, but even when I talk about mandamus and these delays, it doesn't happen for everyone. So I don't want to freak everyone out. But if you're already suffering these delays, then you need to take action. Okay. But Abraham, at least 8 months is still within traditional pre-pandemic processing time. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, we're definitely tracking your case. Okay. We have this is one reason to hire a lawyer that's really tech focused, because I could pull it up right here. Yeah, so you got EAD issued in April. Oh wow, yeah. Yours is I see what you mean by 1 month. Your work permit was issued in 1 month after we filed your case. That's great. That's great, Abraham. I was thinking you're just talking about only the receipt notice. Okay, so that was April 2022. So I'm not saying that for folks that are just thinking about hiring a lawyer, that's not always the case for everyone. So I can't promise that, but I'm glad that Abraham commented, so I can share that the positive news there, at least on that front. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, folks, I got to head to my office hours with my team. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, if you're watching us later on YouTube or Instagram, you're welcome to comment later on, and our team will do our best to respond to you. Okay. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.